That's Just Lola. Well, we sitting here talking about all kind of good stuff, including monogamy. I'm smack Mel, for real. Like, monogamy or the lack thereof. The lack thereof. So, like I said, it initiated. I did a Facebook Live. I do Facebook Live every Monday at noon. Yesterday, my topic was monogamy. Does it exist or not? So I played Beyonce's Sorry in the background. And I played Hold Up because she's, basically saying, I ain't sorry, I ain't sorry, whatever, get out my face. And she's holding her middle finger up like that. I know that's real juvenile, but I really like the song. So I ain't sorry. I really like the song, yeah. So, and then Hold Up, she's pretty much telling him, they don't love you like I love you, whatever. So, all of this, like I said, over the past couple of weeks, really, I've been having this conversation because of stuff that's happened in my life.
Right.
And don't be trying to figure out what it is. Stuff that's happened in my life and stuff that's happening in my friends' lives. And so I realized that this, like I said last segment, I've been living in a bubble under a rock in a closet, apparently, because this whole lack of monogamy thing, I'm not saying, I don't know what I'm saying. I was going to say I'm not saying that it's impossible to be monogamous. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I realize that the incidence of monogamy is far less and few between than I thought. You understand what I'm saying? And so the people that you look at, so rather than think it should be rather than believing it's the rule, it's the exception.
I think it is.
Check that shit out. So,
especially nowadays. I mean, if I may, I don't think that monogamy is for everyone. Not at all. I was just having this conversation last week with my girl, and I do not think that monogamy is for everyone. I don't know that we even were created for monogamy, to be completely honest with you. I mean, just because you have so many different connections. I can make a connection with you, and they all be different, but necessary. You understand what I'm saying? Well, and so within that, I might have relations with all of you because I need something that each person individually can give me that I can't get from just one person.
Isn't that a little immature though? Like you don't get that. Okay, wait, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's because I have a new theory about having four people, at different tiers. I actually got this from my ex-husband. And he used to tell me about how when he was single, he had like 3 or 4 girls and everybody was on a different tier. Matter of fact, my buddy Jeff that's coming on the show next week, he does that. Like he has, 4 or 5 different women and everybody's at a different level. So I'm on that now because I'm single. So not saying you got to sleep with everybody, but if you want to, that's your business too. Whatever, I ain't judging you. Whatever works.
I know someone who does. I told you that too. She said, why should she be monogamous? She likes variety. And so she sleeps with different men.
Well, I have a lot of friends like that. But the funny thing is what I learned recently is unless people feel like you can co-sign their shit, they won't tell you that that's what they're doing. Right. But once they figure out that you ain't a tight ass, they'll tell you that stuff. Yeah, they'll tell you. So I just recently learned that there's a whole lot of that going on. And I'm not mad at it. Now, I'm not saying I never want to be in a monogamous relationship with anybody again. I'm not saying that. Right. I'm saying that while I'm a single person, I don't necessarily know if I want to be captive to one person. Because I had lunch with a gentleman yesterday, real nice cat. And he broke down to me, he asked me, did I believe in monogamy? He said, do you believe in it? And when people ask you a question like that, you don't know what the hell to say when they're new to you. Right? And it's casual lunch you having, but trying to see what you think about each other. And I was like, well, do you? And he said, well, not really. And the reason why he broke it down to me like that is because he said, I was like, that's some weird stuff to say to somebody that you want to date. He said, but it's honest. Yeah. So the way he broke it down. And
that's how I feel. You got to be honest.
Yeah, you got to be honest. So the way he broke it down was because cheating comes in many different forms. If you sitting on the phone talking to another cat and y'all flirting, he said, you cheating. Right? He said, so if you go out to dinner with this particular dude, he said there's so many ways to violate what people consider in monogamy.
Exactly.
That we're always doing it all the time anyway.
Exactly.
He said, so you might not be having sex with every person that you know, are interacting with. But 9 times out of 10, if your partner knew that you were interacting with them like that, they'd be ready to bust you in your nose.
Exactly.
Punch you in your throat. You understand what I'm saying? And so
your throat.
Your throat, pow, right in your throat. And so I was like, nobody had ever said that to me before. He don't really know it. And I probably shouldn't say this because I know he watches the show, but you was a little sexy when you broke that down yesterday. Because I was like, that's a new take. I like smart, sexy to me.
Smart is
sexy. So the fact that he kind of broke that down like that. So I said, so you saying that the next person that you're in a relationship with, you'll cheat on that person? He said, no, I won't cheat because cheating is about lying.
Exactly. Be honest. Tell the truth.
Yeah, he said cheating is about lying.
Then you can't accuse me of being this two-timer
and you can't feel violated.
Right, not at all.
You can't feel violated.
Because I was upfront with you from the very beginning. Hey, I like such and such. Hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z or A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If I'm upfront with you and I tell you exactly how it's going, what my preference is, or, you know, how to be able to have a relationship that has, you know, or has many people in the relationship, as long as I'm telling you about it.
As long as you tell him, I mean, and
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
And his thing was, you know, and I said, so he said, no, I'm not saying that I will cheat. He said, I'm not even saying that I will go outside the relationship. I'm saying the reality of human beings, and this is what he said to me, I'm paraphrasing, but he said the reality of human beings is we get bored. And stuff gets, stuff gets old. He said, so what I'm going to say is that I want to be with somebody next who I can sit down and have a conversation with about that. Look, this is where I am right now. I'm feeling a little bored, feeling like I need you to do some new tricks, or maybe I need to learn some new tricks. Can we learn the new tricks together? Right?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Right. What can we do to spice this up? What can we do to make it more exciting? And I was like, I like that. He said, no, I would never just run out and do some dirt. He said, we would have a conversation about it. Maybe even a conversation would sound like, look, I want to let's kind of take a minute to have some freedom. And in that freedom, he said, I'm not that dude. So I'm not trying to tell you got to sit home twiddling your thumbs while I'm out. You do what you want to do.
Right.
He said, we're just going to respect each other.
Exactly.
You know, we're going to keep it safe.
Exactly.
And we're going to make sure we stay in the confines of whatever rules we come up with, which really sounds like an open relationship.
Open relationship. And a lot of people have open relationships.
I think the people who stay together the longest have open relationships.
Well, some. I don't think all. Because, I mean, you know, back in the day, like, my grandparents were together for forever, and I doubt very seriously if there was ever any cheating.
But that's different. You had fewer options back then. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there was fewer options. There was it was less exposure.
Less exposure. You had as many options, but you had less exposure to those options, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and you know what, though? If I had adopted that mentality when I was younger, then I wouldn't, because I did cheat. I cheated. You know what I mean? And
I've never cheated on
It wasn't
anybody.
Something that I set out to do or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I can recall one time cheating because I was cheated on. And I told them that this is what I was going to go do. So technically, I guess it's not cheating because I wasn't lying. You understand what I'm saying? I told them this is what I am going to go do because you did what you did. And now I feel as though I have the freedom to do that. But again, I was younger. There was a lot of things that I shouldn't have been in a monogamous relationship anyway, because it wasn't serving me. It wasn't serving me.
Well, that was the other thing we talked about, whether or not you get a pass and you get to cheat if you're cheated on. But one thing, okay, I don't know if I think I said this on maybe one of the practices that we did before we started the show. But there was an Instagram picture, and it had a picture of like 5 giant penises that were really tall, and they had the pattern on them of blue skies and clouds, right? Big, and there was one bigger penis after each. They got progressively larger, and there was this woman, and she was hopping over them, and like from one penis to another, larger. And the caption said, "This is how chicks get over bad relationships, get over a breakup.
Going to a bigger penis?
Go and hop into the next pee-pee."
Oh, to the next pee-pee.
To the next, and they just happen to be bigger, which in my case happened. So,
y'all heard that?
No, they didn't hear that. So that is, I think that nothing flushes out the sting of a bad situation like finding
a new situation,
a nice new ride. Like, you want to buy a new car? I ain't got to buy a car. if you find a nice new situation, nice new satisfying situation, it will like almost erase, like, like white out
the pain.
Yeah, it will like white out the pain. You don't believe me? I got a girlfriend actually who says she tells dudes all the time, oh, that's okay. You can mess around if you want to. The minute I find out that somebody else is riding you, I'm gonna be on the next ride.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, first of all, she's being honest. She's being upfront, letting you know exactly what she's going to do, where she's going to go do it. So why would you have a problem with this if this is what she's told you? You can't have a problem with truth. I mean, you can.
You can. And most of the time, the people who violate your truth have a problem, who violate you have a problem when you assert your truth. Those people almost always do. Because apparently they don't respect it. Because they violated you in the first place. So they get, like I said, people usually get mad about when you do stuff to them because they're already doing it to you, And so, in talking about monogamy and in, just kind of discussing if it's right or wrong, you got those parameters. Like I said, well, it's right if somebody does it to you. It's okay that you're not monogamous if you've told the person that you're not going to be monogamous.
Most definitely.
That's okay if they agree. True. But see, my thing is this. If you're in a situation where somebody tells you that they are not going to be monogamous, and then you get with that person anyway, and then you bugging the shit out of them every 5 minutes because you know they might be, you need to shut up. You need to leave them alone because you agreed to it. So because you agreed to it, you need to just fall in line, figure out where you fall on that ladder, and get your skill set right so you can climb up the ladder.
Maybe you can climb up.
Right, so you can ride that ride a little bit more often. How about that? Oh, I'm going to catch hell behind this stuff. I already know that.
Rides more often. I agree with you. I agree 110% because honesty just takes out all and any sort of if you have any what would be the word, if you have any qualms about what I'm doing, but yet I've been honest with you from day one, that's your fault.
That's right. I agree with that 100%. That's your issue. Fault. That's your issue. That's absolutely your issue. So you got to watch what you agree to. I have definitely been guilty of saying that I was cool with something, and then as time went on, I wasn't cool with it no more, and trying to switch up. Fussed about it. Why you do why? Because I know as women we have a tendency. So be careful co-signing the non-monogamy. Be careful with that. Be careful. Make sure that you can follow through with it because I don't think I knew I was really co-signing it. I think because nobody ever said in that situation I'm thinking about, okay, well, I'm going to sleep with other people. The statement that was made was, well, we are in not an open relationship, but we're not exclusive. And I know what that means. But you make the assumption, so you start, and if as a woman you say, okay, well in the beginning I'm cool with that because I don't know if I want to be with you like that anyway, right?
But then when you start catching feelings.
And you start saying, okay, well he was at work that long, and so where he at now? And so in that situation, I don't actually believe that he ever did out, because he was honest, and I think he would have told me. Okay. I would have just had to get over it. He would have told me, but I freaked myself out. But once I started getting close to him and didn't want to, then I don't want to share. Trying to figure out whether or not he was, and him insisting that he wasn't. And I never challenged that so much. But as I just kept wondering when something was going to happen.
Exactly. And I can understand.
Is he waving at me? Okay.
I can. Cameraman is waving. I can understand that. So what do you do in those situations? Do you break it off?
We broke it off.
You know what?
We broke it off because I at that time I realized that I couldn't handle it. And the reason why I realized that I couldn't handle it was we got some real strange things going on in the studio right now. So what we're going to do, you guys, we are going to wrap this part up. We'll be right back talking about, can anybody really be monogamous? And if they can, what does that look like? We'll be right back with more of That's Just Lola.
Yes.